All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is for you. We are live. Do not touch that dial. Don't adjust your TV, your laptop, your phone, whatever. Don't adjust your pants, whatever. It's time. It's right here. It's right now. We are live from the Static Planet. Yes, I had my cold shower. I had my shot of my favorite apple cider vinegar. I am focused and in tune for today. I, of course, am Michael John of Michael John Paranormal Ghost Stories. I am the co-ghost host, along with the man next to me, Dale High Spirits Quigley, who is, of course, the man of the hour, the man of the power, too sweet to be sour. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look at him. Isn't he beautiful? He is to me, anyways. Together, we are the voice of the paranormal, the voice for the paranormal. We are Windsor, Ontario's own, the paranormal voice. Everybody, you're tuning in now. Thank you so much for being here live with us. Those that will tune in later on the replay, we got a very, very special guest. Well, no, you know what? Every guest is special to us. Every guest is great. Always hashtag blessed, thankful, grateful to have whoever we have on. And we got a heck of a young lady coming on in a few short minutes. But first, we got a couple of announcements. Dale, you're darkening out. I don't know why.
I don't know either. I'm always in the dark. You know me. I know. It's like craziness. I think we're still being invaded by whatever it was over the weekend.
And it could very well be, you know.
Yeah, there we go. Let's try this.
And speaking of the weekend, we are hot off of the UFO Contact Convention, the 5th annual. That was in Houghton Lake, Michigan at the Lakeside Resort. Thanks so much to the one and only Mike Smith, Deb and RJ, to his mama Deb, of course. Side thanks to Mary Bassett, Michael Carter, so many people. Andrea Perrin, there's a list of the who's who, of course. I can go on and on, thanking everybody for one reason or another. Again, an amazing experience for us. The camaraderie, the family atmosphere, as soon as you get there, and it's cliche, it's a safe space to share your stories, hear other stories, but it's not even that. It's so much more. It's a place you can talk about it and not look someone looking down their glasses at you, go, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? So many wonderful things. There was a heck of a light show last night. Andrea Perrin was out there by the water doing her thing. I do have a video of, I believe one is a satellite, but then there's something else shooting up towards it, another light anomaly. It's about 40 seconds long. Clearly, they can't all be satellites, my man. And it certainly was not a plane, because someone next to me actually grabbed their app or whatever it says. It shows you what planes are in the air, and they're like, there's no planes in the air. They'll let everybody know. So that's how I even know that. That was pretty cool in itself. But yeah, Dale, what are your thoughts on the weekend? Of course, I mean, I'm here blabbing away.
I mean, another spectacular weekend. The UFO Contact Convention is never a disappointing event. Like I said, it's hot off the heels of the MI Paracon up in the Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. This is almost like a continuation of that event in itself. Yeah, thank you to Deb and RJ, Mike Smith, all the volunteers that came in and made this weekend a huge success. And like I said, always, we love everybody who stopped by to talk to us. And it was absolutely great. But, folks, most importantly than that, I just want to do something right now. To this man to my left, my right, I don't know which way I'm going right now.
Next to you.
But I'm telling you, we now have to congratulate this man, because he has done it, folks. He has got his very own book that it just got released this Thursday, like the day before we head up to the Holt Lake, Michigan. So there you have it, folks. You can get this book right now at the Amazon.ca, the Michael John Paranormal Ghost Stories. Check that out, folks. I just got it in the mail while I was out of town, so I can look forward to grabbing a nice bottle of whatever juice. We'll say that. Yeah. And crack down on some reading on that. But you know what, folks? I don't want to wait anymore. I want to bring out this fantastic guest because you know what? She has been so amazing to us, and we just love her to death. And like I said, we look forward. We are, yeah. I mean, it's crazy the love and support that we have from this guest that's coming up right now.
Okay, I'm gonna do my best. There's so much to say about her as far as an intro. This will be the short version, but it's gonna sound long in its own right. But anyways, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Our next guest is number one, a paranormal investigator, psychic medium, author, paranormal television producer, director. She's based out of Warwickshire, United Kingdom. Known for her work, she's a co-host on the show called Paranormal Captured. She's also worked on shows such as Destination Fear, Most Terrifying Places, Paranormal Lockdown, Hotel Paranormal, Destinations of the Dam, 3 seasons in the search of the paranormal, as well as many other shows, very popular shows, documentaries, ladies and gentlemen, and so much more. Please welcome to our show. It's an honor and privilege to have the one and only MJ Dickson.
Hi, guys.
Hello, MJ. Thank you so much. I know you're very, very busy right now, so we really appreciate you taking your time out. You've got a big event coming up in just about 5 days from now. I mean, SageCon. I am so excited. And yes, folks, the Paranormal Voice will be at SageCon, and we are so excited. I mean, check the bucket list of events that we had dreams in mind. And I'll tell you, we are more than ecstatic to say that SageCon has opened its arms and welcomed the Paranormal Voice.
Yes.
Definitely. Well, guys, thank you so much for having me on your show. It is always such a pleasure to be here. And I just adore you two. You know that.
Stop.
Thank
You're
you.
going to make us
Thank you.
blush. No, MJ, I mean, you are so busy. I mean, God bless Duncan. He is such a great guy. I mean, everybody who knows Duncan knows just how sweet this guy is. I mean, he must get exhausted just watching you just work.
You know, it gets to the point where he will literally walk up to me and go, "Have you saved your work?" I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And he'll just close my laptop. He's just like, "You're done. That's enough." It's like 3:00 in the morning. Just step away. I have been nonstop since I got back from Michigan Paracon, which was amazing. It is just one of the highlights of my year going to Michigan Paracon. And I got back and I hit the ground running. I mean, I'm finishing my second book. That's coming out in a few short weeks. My gosh, I can't even talk. Wow. And congratulations on your book. That's so awesome, Michael John.
Thank you.
Amazing. That's
Thank you
really
so much. I appreciate that.
It's a lot of work. People don't realize how hard it is.
Oh my God. Yeah. Absolutely.
And you know, I've been manically putting together Sage Paracon in the States, and I have one in the UK at the end of October. So I haven't stopped. I just have not stopped at all. But I'm really excited about next week's event. It's a small event, but it's going to pack some punch.
Now, this event, what a unique location. This is from, if I'm not mistaken, the late 1700s. It was built. It's called the Belgrove Plantation. What can we say about that, or what can you say about it? I should say.
Oh my goodness, Belgrove is amazing. It is such a historic, beautiful old plantation house. It's right on the Rappahannock River. It's just the most breathtaking views. And the house is gorgeous. Michelle really puts her heart and soul into this place, as do all the staff members who work there. It is really stunning. And it was also the birthplace of President James Madison. So
wow.
Little cool bit of history there. You know, it's been owned by several families throughout the centuries, and some really influential families, some really intriguing stories and history. And you still have the Rappahannock tribe that do their powwows and things at Belgrove. So that's really cool. Yeah, it's just an all-round, just beautiful place.
And it's just up the road from Washington, D.C., right?
Yeah, it's not too far, actually. It's not too far at all. It's about 15 minutes outside of Fredericksburg.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
20, maybe like 20 minutes. I don't know. My driving in the States is terrible, so don't ask me.
So MJ, when it came to planning Sage Paracon in the United States, what kind of things were you looking for, and what? I mean, besides the history of this place, and it sounds like a really beautiful place, and I really can't wait to see it and see, because it seems like it's going to be one of those buildings you walk into and you feel the vibe of what the history is, which I love in a lot of old buildings, is feeling the vibe of the building, because that tells you a lot about it. So when you were first looking at going, hey, I want to bring my event to the United States, what made you look at this place and go, that is the one that's speaking to me?
I actually spoke at a Paracon that Michelle had organized. I think it was in 2018, 2019, thereabout. And I fell in love with the house. The moment I walked into Belgrove, I was just like, this is my second family. I love these people. They are amazing. And the house just spoke to me, literally. It is ridiculously haunted. And I fell in love with the spirits there and the people. And so, I contacted Michelle and I said to her, like, hey, I'd love to host Sage Paracon there. Just a small, intimate event. When you think Paracons, you think Michigan Paracon or, the US Contact Con. You think of these, they're big events. They've got, hundreds of people.
Yes.
So Sage Paracon in the States is like 60 people.
Very intimate.
It's really small. It's a very intimate event. And I don't really want to go bigger than that. I've always wanted it to be a really nice sort of a mini convention, if you will.
Right.
And we hosted it there last year. We had such an absolute blast. And everybody was like, I hope you're doing this again. So, yeah, we're back again next week.
Absolutely. And the thing is, and we do love our MI Paracons, Brad Blair, Steve, all those guys who put on one hell of an amazing event. And yeah, you see the magnitude. I mean, we were there for 3 days, and I think we got to see MJ for 5 minutes when she was on our show.
Yeah.
It's so busy. It's so busy.
But that's the good part of it. I mean, so many thousands of people. I mean, people travel from all over the world to go to that event. But yeah, it's hard to really sit down and have one-on-one conversations with people. But I mean, that's absolutely amazing. It's a fun-filled weekend. We love our MI Paracon. The UFO Contact Convention, yeah, it's a lot smaller than the MI Paracon, but still, I mean, it was a little bit easier to have that intimate time with people because it wasn't so much. But I think this is like the perfect setting. And I was reading like the whole weekend's itinerary, and it's not your typical Paracon. It is something more. I mean, I look so forward to seeing like people's reactions, and that's what we do. Like that's what me and Michael John love doing is seeing what people react to and how they think about these types of events. And I think it's so unique what you're doing, and it's so fabulous. And I think that's the breath of fresh air into the Paracon industry, because people are used to going, oh, there's speakers, there's vendors, that's it. And there's happens to be a party afterwards. But at the same time, you made sure that there's a lot of activity and a lot of things that people can go enjoy. And it seems like a really fun, it feels more like a retreat instead of a Paracon.
That is actually a really good way of explaining it. I wanted this to be a very small, intimate weekend where people have as much time as possible with the speakers. And I want you to strike up a conversation with them. I want you to pick their brains. This weekend is all about learning as much as you possibly can. And that is to take this information and put it into your investigations or your paranormal research. So we have a blend of, we got some fun Q&A sessions and things, but we do have a blend of talks and workshops. Now, the workshops are a little bit more hands-on. So these are things that we're going to teach you guys that are going to make a difference to how you perceive the paranormal and how you can use this in your investigating. So, for instance, I'm doing a talk about supernatural Africa. And that's what my next book is all about. That's coming out in October. And it's about my trip going back to Southern Africa, to Zimbabwe and South Africa. And I'm going to teach you guys a bit about the culture, the African beliefs, witchcraft, aliens in Zimbabwe, sacred places. Oh my gosh, there's so much. Mermaids and all sorts of things. But there's one particular thing that I'm going to teach you guys that you can learn more about, and you can maybe use this on your investigations, and it's something really different. So I'm going to teach you guys a bit more about bone divination. Geomancy, and how to read the bones, and you can make up your own set and use those to read a location before your investigation.
Now, what kind of bones would you be using? I gotta ask that. Oh my god.
So it depends on the person.
Yes.
Your set of bones is very unique to you, and when they say bones, that also includes crystals, seashells, little trinkets. It's not just bones. So it's not like you're going to go dig up somebody or an animal or whatever. You know, there's a lot more to it. And that's exactly what I'm going to explain to you guys. You know, you're not exactly going to grab a bone from last night's steak dinner. Like the barbecue. That's not quite how it works. But these are things that people don't understand, and they don't know anything about it. So I want to teach you that. And then I'm also going to be doing an EVP workshop. Now, this is the same workshop that I did at Michigan Paracon. Slight variation here and there, but this is sort of touching on the history of EVP, different sound frequencies and things, and how do you clean up your EVPs? What are you supposed to be doing? How do you capture more? What experiments can you do? So I'm going to teach you as much as I can about EVP. And that is my workshop. But then you have the likes of John Zaffis, the godfather of the paranormal. This man has over 50 years of knowledge to share. And he is known for his work with haunted artifacts, and he's also known as a demonologist. So you get two different things here. You get a talk, which is your Q&A session. We're going to just throw it open. Q&A with a demonologist. What do you want to know? What do you want to learn? Like, what is your understanding? Let's see where the conversation takes us. But then he's going to be doing more of a workshop talk about haunted objects and how you deal with them. What happens when you end up with a haunted object? How do you cleanse it? What do you do? What are the signs? What research do you do with it? So he's going to be delving into all of that. And, you know, that's just two of us. You still have another 3 people that are going to be doing workshops and things. Jeff Belanger.
You got to love that man.
If you have never seen Jeff Belanger do a talk, he is the most fascinating, just mind-blowing speaker. Don't tell Jeff that, because he'll get a bigger head. You know?
Exactly.
I love that man so much. Honestly, he's one of my favorite people in this universe. But I've looked up to Jeff Belanger for more than a decade, and I've learned so much from him. So he's going to be doing a talk about ghosts and legends and some of the more recent cases and things that he's been working on. But then he's doing a workshop on how do you research the paranormal. This is a masterclass into researching the history of a location, delving deeper into the records and finding out who lived there, who owned the property, digging into the story of a location or a haunting. Like, how do you even start? Where do you begin? So his workshop is a masterclass in paranormal research.
Right. And we all know Jeff is I mean, he is the research king, in my opinion. I mean, we're talking about the most successful paranormal show still on the air, which is Ghost Adventures.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had his hands in every single episode, as well as his own books. I mean, I think I lost count on how many books Jeff really has, and I know he's got a brand new one out. It's
The Fright
Grippus,
Before
Grippus.
Christmas.
Yeah, so it's, I mean, yeah, when you want to learn something about research, Jeff is definitely the guy you would love to sit down with and pick his brain about how he does it and how you can make that work in your own team, your own world, really. I mean, as investigators ourselves, yeah, we love to dive into the history of everything, and to have him to be able to talk to you through that and to use the tools. I mean, I could not think of a better person to learn about research from than Jeff, because like I said, yeah, he is the king of research.
Absolutely agree with that. But we have to balance things, because not everything that goes bump in the night is paranormal.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
we have our very level-headed Calvin Von Crush, who will be joining us. Now, Calvin is an occult collector, or shall I say, the occult collector. And he has the most incredible museum, just filled with these occult and paranormal artifacts from centuries, from around the world. Just the most incredible collection. He is also one of the directors of the Talking Board Historical Society. So if there's anything you want to know about Ouija boards, talking boards, spirit boards, this is your man. He knows all about them. But like I say, he is the very level-headed person. He's actually the skeptic of the group.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Oh, we have to have a skeptic. Come on. You can't just have everything.
I think you have to have at least one in the room.
Yeah, definitely. And so Calvin is actually doing a really cool talk about fortune telling, like fortune telling through the ages kind of thing. But he's also doing a workshop about the psychology and skepticism in the paranormal field. So how we're looking at things from both sides, from a skeptical point of view as well as a believer. And I think that's going to be really interesting. I think it's such a good thing to have that balance and to question everything. We're not just here to go, yay, paranormal. We're here to go, hey, okay, let's look at everything objectively. Let's figure things out. Let's question everything, because we have to. And
exactly.
That's I want to bring a nice balance.
I want to back up a bit. So now, I heard a rumor with dumbing down, haunted objects, how to calm them down and get the haunt out of them, if you will. One theory is to leave them out in the sun.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on that?
I don't think that works. No? That's just my opinion. I mean, I suppose it depends on the item, because we can dispel negative energy by leaving things in the sunlight. That is something that we can do. However, that's just removing energy, like trapped energy, something that, maybe there's a possession that somebody had and it was very near and dear to them and they had it on them all the time. But towards the end of the life, they were cranky, they were a bit miserable, and they had that on them. That's going to seep into that object, right? So you can dispel that negative energy. However, there's a difference between an object having negative energy or energy attached to it and having an entity attached to it. Two very different things. Because if you stick something that's got an actual attachment to it out in the sunshine, honey, ain't going to do nothing.
Okay.
You need a few more blessings and a few more cleansings, and a little bit more effort goes into removing an attachment from something. But you know what? That's John Zaffis's area, so he's going to be teaching us all about that.
Yeah.
And that's the unique thing. Like I said, when you look at the lineup that you have, you've got a lot of really great teachers coming in and who specialize in what they do. Like you said, John Zaffis, the godfather of the paranormal, nephew to the Warrens. Like when you think of paranormal, a lot of people go right to the Warrens. And now you have John Zaffis, who, I mean, to me is one of the most brilliant minds in the paranormal industry.
Yeah.
There's nothing this man has not seen, done, or been a part of. And, and to have somebody come in and talk about haunted objects, that is definitely, because, that is the thing. Like, how many heirlooms are floating around people's houses that have attachments to it? And people don't know what to do about it. Or like Michael John over there, who loves going to antique stores and buying stuff and inviting things into his house.
You too, guilty.
Haunted, not haunted. As a psychic medium, when I walk into an antique store, I'm like, not haunted, not haunted, definitely haunted. I'm like, well, that one. my
much for
theory is
this
that
one?
I'd rather deal with it knowing how to deal with it rather than, some person who has no idea purchasing said item and then they have an issue.
I need to go antique shopping with you so we can get some good stuff.
I mean, I'm open to it.
Right?
Anytime.
Hook a brother
I love
up,
it.
man.
Going back to our lineup, I did save the best for last because we have the wonderful Kim Sage. Now, Kim is the most incredible psychic medium, and not many people have had the pleasure of getting to know Kim. She's out there in Fredericksburg area, and she lives out there, and I first met her, oh my gosh, a few years ago, and I just fell in love with her. She has the most amazing personality. Mm-hmm. She's an absolute sweetheart. Yep. And she is going to be doing a paranormal psychic mediumship boot camp with us. So
wow.
This is going to be really like digging into how do we utilize our psychic abilities during a paranormal investigation. So if you have your paranormal team and you have a psychic medium on your team, how do you work with that medium? What is the best way for them to get the most out of the investigation to support your findings? So she's going to be looking into things like automatic writing and divination and tarot cards and different ways that psychics pick up information, especially during our investigations. And I think that's such an important thing. We've got the skeptical side. We've got the research side. We need to have the spiritual side.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So you're going to bring in the psychic side as well with Kim. And so I'm really looking forward to the boot camp. Honestly, I am so excited. And then she's going to be doing a psychic demonstration for us, a gallery reading. So
that's the one that interests me. Yeah.
Yeah, so she's actually going to get up there and connect with as many of our loved ones on the other side and pass on as many messages as she can. And I'm really thrilled that she's doing that because she is a fantastic psychic medium. And I really want other people to see that. No pressure, Kim.
We just got a comment on the side here from Convert Paranormal. Says, love you, NJ, waiting for you.
Covert Paranormal, it's Tyler Darnell and them. And Tyler's mom is the one who owns Belgrove.
Oh, sweet.
So Tyler and the guys from Fredericksburg Paranormal Research, the FPRI, they are going to be joining us as well. And to shout out to Haunted Nights and Twisted Paranormal because they are running all the audio and visual for us for the weekend. They're also going to be out there promoting themselves. FPRI have got some really cool investigations coming up too. So people can find out more about those. They're going to be helping us on the investigation. And that's another thing. Like we just went through just the talks and the workshops that are happening.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have so many other things going on, like a full paranormal investigation at Belgrove.
Wait, folks, there's more.
Right? What time does that start?
So the investigation will begin around about 8 p.m. And we're going to investigate with our guest speakers up until midnight. A couple of them might drop off at about midnight, but we will continue our investigation. We do have some free time from midnight until 2 a.m. So if there are any areas that you want to kind of revisit or any experiments that you want to do again, you can do so. We encourage everybody who's going to be on the investigation to bring their tech, bring your ideas. This is, yes, it's a group investigation. We split into small groups, and we want to learn as much from you guys as you learn from us. So the idea is make as much contact as we can with obviously the spirits of Belgrove and find out more about their stories, but also everything you've learned throughout the entire Saturday, then let's put that to good use. Like, you're doing the paranormal boot camp with Kim Sage right before the investigation.
Yeah.
So take what you've learned and let's do it. Like, let's put it into a practical setting.
How many times have you investigated there yourself, MJ?
I have lost count.
Nice.
Honestly, I love that place so much. And every time I go to Belgrove, because I don't just fly over for 2 days. I'm there for a good week to 10 days for each trip. And when I'm at the house, and a lot of the times, Michelle and them are busy, and I'll end up being in the house on my own. And I just spend all day talking to them. Literally, I just go from room to room and I have conversations with them and I hang out in the cemetery and I love it. I love it so much.
Oh my God, what's not to? That sounds amazing. I'm jealous for sure. That sounds cool.
Covert Paranormal just put in another comment. Did a table tipping last night. Table turned over so fast that it broke the leg. I'm like,
my gosh, that's awesome.
Now, was that at the Belgrove plantation they're talking about, or is this just if they could comment, like if it was at where we're going to be, or if this was like someplace else, because that's something I've always wanted to watch. We hear the Tim Shaw talking about doing the table tipping.
We are totally going to be doing that at Belgrove. So I did table tipping with Covert Paranormal and Fredericksburg Paranormal when I was out there. I think it was last year in October. I was out there for Halloween. And we did this cool 4-day Halloween event. We investigated every night. We did like a dinner with the dead and all of that as well. It was super fun. And we ended up doing a bunch of table tipping. Oh, that was at the Belgrove lockdown this weekend. Awesome.
Wow. That's awesome.
Room was it? Tell me which room that was in, please.
It'd be the one with the broken table now, apparently.
Right, apparently. But for Saturday, we need to back up a little. We're gonna start the weekend on Friday. This starts next week, Friday. You get to Belgrove. We have a paranormal meet and greet evening. So we have some snacks that are all included in your tickets and canapes. And we have a cocktail, which for those of you who've never experienced, I apologize in advance, but it is my wicked witch's brew. It's a little potent. Might be a little bit heavy on that pouring.
Say in the library is where they did it.
Oh man, that's awesome. I love the library so much.
The witch's brew.
So yes, so we have our witch's brew cocktail. We have some snacks. We meet everybody else that's there for the weekend and mingle with the speakers.
Yep.
And then we have a very interesting way for you to get to know our speakers. So we have this little Sage Paracon tradition to break the ice. It's a sort of a Jeopardy game show.
Nice.
And I have 5 very random facts about each one of the speakers. Each fact has a story associated with it. You, as an audience, you will go around and you shout out which column you want, which block you want, whether it's for 100, 200, 300, 400, 500 points, whatever it is. You pick the block. It'll come up with the fact, and you have to guess which speaker that fact belongs to. when you get to they have to tell you the story. Some are very embarrassing stories. Others are really funny stories. Others might be kind of random or sad or just really out there paranormal stories. So you get to know our speakers through this game show. And then Saturday we have our talks and workshops. Saturday night we do the investigation from 8 till 2. Sunday we have talks and Sunday. Oh, I got a bit of a delay in my audio there. And we also then on Sunday night, I am so excited. I have written my very first paranormal murder mystery night that you guys all get to take part in. So you have to work as a team, each group. You have to go through the house. You will meet some interesting characters along the way, some actors in each room that are there to tell you their stories. And you learn more about the history of Belgrove. And you have clues. You have ciphers to find. It's like a paranormal murder mystery escape room, but in Belgrove.
Wow.
So it's going to be our Sunday night. It's really fun.
Wow, that is, I mean, that, like I said, wow, what a really interesting concept. We just got another comment from Joanna A.H.
Hi, John.
That's it. She says, it's going to be an epic weekend. Can't wait to see you, MJ. Our good friend Mark, who we just had the pleasure of spending some time with this past weekend, says that's a really cool idea. It's like Jeopardy. Yeah, no, I mean, I'll tell you, I mean, and this is one of the things that I think we are looking forward to and seeing, like something totally not traditional, off the walls, but you are going to learn everything there is, not only about the place you're spending time in, but the people that are there.
Yeah.
So that is, and I mean, so everybody who's going to be attending this coming weekend, start polishing up on your John Zaffis literature, your MJ literature, your Jeff Belangers, your Kim Sages, and your Kelvins. Get out there, start researching. This is going to be practice, folks. Research and see how many questions you can get right.
So another thing is we do have a few vendor stalls that are going to be there over the weekend. Like I say, this is a very small event. So all of the speakers will have their merchandise or their books or whatever the case is on sale at the event. And we will also have a couple other vendors who will be selling some paranormal trinkets and things. And we've got paranormal teams promoting themselves. And we have some food trucks. So we have different food trucks each day. So you've got, you don't have to travel too far to go and find something to eat. And yeah, there's going to be a bar all weekend. It's very relaxed. If you want to go and grab a beer, there's a bar.
Can you imagine that? A paranormal event with alcohol. Wow.
Crazy.
That's crazy. I mean,
Following
wow.
up on Joanna's comments about the witch's brew.
Witch's Brew will kick your ass. Well, Joanna, I look forward to having my butt kicked because if MJ created this, I have to at least try one glass. I might have to walk back to my hotel room later because my car will have to stay where it's at.
I mean, one should be okay if you're having that with food throughout the night,
Oh, wow.
So MJ, so for those that are watching the show right now, we appreciate everybody who's tuning in.
Yes.
I know it's been great. Where can people go and buy tickets so that they can be a part of this amazing event?
At the moment, I only have the UK link for tickets. So you can go to sageparacon.co.uk /shop. and you'll find the tickets there. Otherwise, I do have a US link for the tickets. It's just very long and I can't remember it. So I will post it in comments. I'll send it to you guys if you can post it in the comments on the show.
Yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you can also just go onto the Sage Paracon Facebook page.
Okay.
There's the event page is Sage Paracon at Belgrove Plantation. So if you look for the event, you can click on the ticket link there as well. That'll take you to it. Yeah, but we only have like 12 tickets left. I'm not going to go more than that. I was going to say 10, but I'll push it to 12. We'll round up the number.
Always want even numbers or synchronization numbers.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, yes.
So please come and join us. Like I say, there's only a few tickets left, and we want to get to know you. We want to hang out with you and learn more from you guys and teach you guys as much as we have to offer.
It sounds like a real opportunity for those that do get a chance to be there with you and everybody else. I mean, from the workshops to that, just hanging out, getting to know each other intimately like that. But also, I mean, to go and investigate after, learning what you're learning there and incorporating it after, learning from each other. Like, what a all-around great event from start to finish. I tip my hat to you for creating this, MJ, but I'd expect nothing less from you just the same. That sounds amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, to know MJ and to meet her and to get to know her and to just follow her. I mean, I get exhausted just by watching you, like, always posting about your work and what you're doing and what you're up to. And I mean, on top of all that, I mean, you do your own investigations as well. So it's not just all writing books and creating paracons and doing shows all the time. I mean, you are really out there investigating your own. And I mean, like I said, you are like a full steam ahead, pedal to the metal,
all the time,
Japanese Go Train type of person. And like I said, and you are always so full of energy, and that's what truly attracted us to you, because your energy just draws people to you. And to sit there and listen to you talk, I mean, yeah, we could sit there and listen to Jeff talk all day, but we also enjoy listening to you talk all day, because you've got so much knowledge. You've explored the world as far as the paranormal concerns. I mean, you got a book coming out about South Africa and the whole paranormal traditions of Africa, which, you know what, a lot of people don't realize that, you know what, the paranormal is not the same as it is in the United States. It's different around the world, culturally, religiously, how it's all done. And I mean, and you are out there and you're in the thick of all this. I mean, like, God bless you. Like I said, I aspire to be even a third of who you are.
Oh my goodness! Don't do that. Oh my gosh, I appreciate you so much. You're gonna like make me cry.
No crying.
Wow. You know what? I love researching. I love working on as much as I can, and collaborating with people is so important. You know, Jeff Belanger's written the foreword for this book because he's been to Africa, and he wrote an amazing book called The Call of Kilimanjaro.
Yes. Absolutely amazing book. Yes.
Yeah, and I couldn't think of anyone else that would suit this book and to work with on this book. And, you know, I've done so much research with Richard S. Stepp, just all of our psychic remote viewing work that we've been doing over the last 3 years. And not only that, just going on really cool road trips and exploring incredible historic places and working on cases together. I've worked with so many people that I collaborate with.
And road trips are so fun in themselves, right?
Yeah, exactly. But it's so important to to further the research that we're doing. You know, in my opinion, it's fun. It's great fun doing television. I love working on television. You know, I love being on screen. Probably not as much as I love actually being a producer and putting things together. I like the behind the scenes work. I like the research side of it. Again, you know, putting everything together and finding those little nuggets of information and
Right.
the hauntings and things. And I love television and I love writing. I like the writing process. I learn just as much when I go on these missions to research for the next book. And all of that is great. Events are amazing. I love speaking at paranormal events. I mean, I'll speak at pretty much anyone's paranormal event that'll have me. I love it. And my biggest thing is, what do we contribute to the field, to the research?
Gotcha.
What are we adding? You know, I want to leave a legacy one day.
Yes.
I want people to look back at the research that I've done and the books that I've written and the information that I've shared and think, you know what? She helped us get one step closer to finding those answers. Like, I want to leave that legacy. I want to be known for the research side of things. Everything else is great. It's fun. But that research is super important.
Absolutely, and I cannot agree more. And you know, we talk about this all the time, and you know, we as paranormal investigators, enthusiasts, whatever part you have in the paranormal world, if you're a writer, you're a researcher, you know what? It brings us all together because we got one common goal, and that's just to kind of understand what is it with the other side and why is it still here for the most part, you know, and everybody's part, you know, instead of, I know, the paradrama that unfortunately resides in this world. And you know what? And this is what we love about each and everybody that is out there. We've talked to, we've worked with, we've done stuff with, going to all these amazing events. Like I said, the SageCons, the MI Paracon, the UFO contact conventions, like all these conventions are there to help people understand, learn, and that's the key right there. Learn what you're doing, you know, understand what you're doing, because what people don't understand is you can also do a lot of damage if you don't understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
To pick up a Ouija board or put a bunch of candles in the room and start chanting stuff, people don't understand what they're doing, and education has always been the key to whatever it is we do as the paranormal family, paranormal investigators, whatever you want to call us. And I mean, you are contributing a lot. I mean, even the history of the UK is one of the most fascinating stories, and I would probably say one of the most haunted places on Earth.
I definitely would agree with that. I mean, there's layers upon layers and just centuries of history to delve through here. I mean, oh my gosh, when I first got to the UK, I didn't even know where to begin. Are you kidding? It was just so overwhelming. And it's super haunted. You know, my little town is a medieval village. Some of our buildings are 13th century. And that's
Wow.
just mind-blowing. It's crazy.
Okay.
But South Africa has a lot more, well, Southern Africa has a lot more to offer than people think.
Right.
Than anyone even realizes. I mean, we have some really ancient stuff going on there. And I'm excited that this year I got the opportunity to explore that. And I want to take people on that journey. I want to change people's perspective, because everybody goes, oh my God, UK is so old. It's got to be so haunted. And everyone goes, oh, America, it's so haunted. Okay, but what about the Czech Republic?
Right.
What about Cambodia?
Yeah.
What about, I don't know, Brazil? What about South Africa? What about Kenya?
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of that, Bruce, too, is if you do follow, if you're a history buff, and I love my history, you know, to say, and I mean, a lot of these places were built on a spiritual and tribal and rituals and stuff like that. So, I mean, that is the history, and this is what makes like every place has a history. Every place, I mean, has got a story, and it's fascinating that you're bringing the South Africa story to life. And I look forward to your book. I mean, I read the first book, and I tell people all the time, you want a book to read and to see exactly what this beautiful lady has endured in, I call it a short lifespan, because I mean you're a little bit younger than us. I tell you, that is the book. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch our video with Tim Shaw, and he will tell you you have to buy this woman's book.
That was the
That was so
funniest
funny.
moment.
That was so funny.
That was the MI Paracon moment of the weekend, was Tim Shaw hijacking the show.
Yes.
And basically, I don't know if he was threatening people or just really, really strongly opinionated on, you have to buy this book. And I would be
I love that
100% on board. You know, Amazon has this book, or you know what, better yet, I suggest people go down this weekend to the Belgrove Plantation. You get to meet MJ in person, and she has her books, and you are going to be in love with this book, because I'll tell you, I do read a lot, and I've got hundreds of paranormal books. I go to a convention,
Yes.
I come home with a library each and every time, because I meet fascinating people like MJ. And I'll tell you, this book brought me on such an emotional roller coaster that it was amazing. It is. And I suggest people, if you love reading MJ's book, and I'm not saying that because she's on our show right now, folks. I will tell you this 20 years from now, I will say, you want to read a book? Go buy MJ book. You will love it.
Right. Oh my God.
No,
Thank you.
but I tell you, no, you're writing your storytelling, and I mean it's the same with Jeff Belanger. You want education, you want stories. Jeff Belanger's books are amazing books.
You know,
John
and
Zaffis's
John
books are
Zaffis'
amazing.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely agree with you there. I mean, I've learned, I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how much I've learned from John. You know, he's always been this sort of mentor throughout the years, and he actually gets really annoyed with me because I ask him so many questions. There's a point where Grant Wilson and John Zaffis called me Hermione because I was that like, okay, I want to know. I
Yeah.
have questions. You know,
Yes.
I still am in awe when I'm around Jeff and John and Calvin and all of them, because they have such a wealth of knowledge, and stuff that is completely different to what I've researched. So, you know, we learn from each other as the speakers. We learn just as much from each other and from the attendees. And they're
Yes.
such fantastic storytellers. So yeah, I mean, their books, Jeff and John, Kim, Kelvin, both of you better get ready.
Step it up, step it up. No, like I said, I mean, but that's it too. I mean, Michael John has said it. Hundreds of people have said this. Like, there is no experts in this field. We all learn from each other, and I 100 agree with that. If somebody's out there calling themselves an expert on the paranormal, I would challenge you on that, because I'll tell you, the MJs, the Jeffs, the John Zaffises, the Tim Shaws. I mean, a lot of these people have a lot of knowledge, and they don't even consider themselves experts yet.
Not at
Oh
all.
my gosh, you kidding? It's the unknown. We've like touched the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
Right.
There's so much we don't understand, and
Yeah.
a lot of people don't realize that the most important words that you can say in the paranormal field are, "I don't know."
Yep.
And
Yes.
sometimes people will ask me a question, and I'm like, I don't know. And they kind of look at me like, well, why are you lecturing at events and things? I'm like, well, because I understand this work. You've
Sure.
just
Right.
asked something that I cannot answer, and I am not afraid to say, I have no
Right.
idea. Go ask John. He has like another decades of experience. Like
Go ask
maybe
John.
he knows. I'm like, I can't tell you.
And if John Zavis doesn't know, then we're all in trouble,
I mean, then
folks.
we're doomed.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But like I said, attending these events, being a part of these events, and once again, I'll say to you, MJ, thank you so much for allowing the Paranormal Voice to be a part of this year's SageCon.
Thank you very much.
We are so blessed, and
Oh my God, yeah.
by the amount of support that we've got, and to be able to be a part and thrown into the mix of such events like the SageCons, the MI Paracons. Like I said, we go there and we go there to learn. We open ourselves up and to talk to so many amazing people. Like I said, we're always learning. We want to know more. We want to be able to pick people's brains. So people, we cannot stress enough. Like as soon as this show is done, get onto your laptops, go to mjdickson.com or go to the Facebook page, SageCon. Get your tickets because you are going to be in for one hell of an event. And like I said, this is an event like no other event. You could have been to the MI Paracons, you could have been to the Warren's Paracons, you could be to any Paracon, but this one is going to be set aside as an experience you are never going to forget. And
Second to
like
none.
I said, the building itself sounds like the worth of the price of admission just to be able to stand inside this. It sounds like an amazing building.
it certainly is. I mean, you're getting 5 hands-on workshops, you're getting lectures, Q&A sessions, you're getting the paranormal investigation, the meet and greet evening with the snacks and cocktails and a game show. You're getting the Sunday paranormal murder mystery night escape room with there'll be some cocktails there too. And you're getting all of this time to just come and hang out with us, get to know the Sage tribe. We've got some familiar faces that are going to be there. So come and join the tribe. Come hang out with us and learn as much as you can all weekend. There's only a few tickets left, and I'd love to see you guys there.
Absolutely.
You know what? Again, second to none. It sounds. I mean, like Dale said it best. The list of all the Paracons that are out there, the conventions, the festivities, all that. What you're offering is second to none. It is a groundbreaking type of event in the paranormal world, dare I say. It really is. So, I mean, you'd be crazy if you have an opportunity to get on a bus, to hitch a ride, to crawl there, however you're going to get there and make it happen and experience this. I wish I could go. Unfortunately, I'm stuck here, for other obligations, but Dale's going to be there. So I will live vicariously through him. And I think that's great. MJ, I want to say thank you so much for taking time out for us today here at the Paranormal Voice, taking time out for the freaks, creeps, and the weirdos that we call the TPV Nation, who will be watching right now and watching up the road. One more time, it is the Sage Paracon, folks. That is this coming Friday at where and when?
Belgrove Plantation,
Yes.
the 29th of September to the 1st of October. And it's near Fredericksburg, Virginia. So come hang out with us in King George. Yeah, I hope to see you guys there. And Michael John, you will be missed.
I'm going to miss it.
Unfortunately, they have to put up with me this weekend. Thanks, Michael John.
I'm
Worse
sorry.
things have happened.
Sorry in advance for him.
But you know what? I'm gonna do my own little plug while I'm there. It is my birthday weekend, so
I know. I already have that written down. I've made a note of this. See? I'm on it.
Just don't tell Jeff, please, because he will pick on. Well, everybody loves picking on the Canadians.
People think that I'm always a million miles an hour and that I don't see what's going on in my friends' lives.
Right.
Or when there's a birthday coming up, or when there's something special happening. I got it. I've already got a list. All of you.
Uh,
If you're watching this, I know.
but MJ, we want to say thank you once again. You are one of the most genuine and loving and spiritual person we know. You know what? I enjoy every minute I can pick your brain, talk to you, and just to listen to you this coming weekend is going to be an absolutely amazing. Like I said, you've got 5 of the best speakers out there, and this event is going to be an amazing event. So, like I said, folks, she said it, 12 tickets left. Let's sell this thing out. Let's show the plantation, the building, the people that are there, the love. And I'll guarantee you will walk away from that weekend having more paranormal family members than you started with. And that's what we love, is the paranormal family. That's why we do what we do, folks. And I'll tell you, you are going to be in for one heck of a ride. And just sitting in the room with John Zaffis and Jeff Belanger alone is worth a million
By the
stories.
way, if you are in a room with the two of them together, like, I feel sorry for you, because you'll have to find out for yourself. Like, come and meet them. But guys, I just wanted from the bottom of my heart say thank you so much to both of you, to the Paranormal Voice, for supporting Sage and supporting me, and for being there this weekend. Like, honestly, I appreciate you guys so much. And a very big shout out to, Michelle at Belgrove. She hasn't been feeling very well. So, just sending her some really good love and light and health and good juju. And to Tyler and John and Rhonda and everybody who's helping me this weekend to set everything up, Twisted Paranormal, Lyle and Brandon and all of them as well. Big shout out and a huge thank you to all of you guys for being a part of my amazing paranormal tribe.
Yes. No, prayers up for Michelle for sure. Everybody, let's get those prayers up. Let's get Michelle on the mend and show her the paranormal love that we know that we can show each and everybody that is a part of our paranormal family, extended family. With that, like I said, I will let Michael John wrap up this great, amazing event. I definitely look forward to seeing you, MJ, in 5 days. I can't wait. It's not going to come soon enough for us. And yeah,
I have to start packing. I have not packed a single thing, and it's 9 p.m. here right now, and I leave at 5 a.m.
Oh boy.
Whoa, boy! See, I'm just not gonna unpack. I'm just not unpacking my bags. I'm just gonna leave them in the car so that I can jump in it first thing Thursday morning and head your way.
Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much again, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. And I hope to see you
Absolutely.
MJ, again, the incomparable MJ Dickson, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on. Definitely a friend and a family member, to say the least. Gives some of the best hugs around when you do get to see her in person. I certainly cherish those moments, spending a little bit of time with you when we do get the opportunity to do so. Sage Paracon, Belgrove Plantation, September 29th to October 1st, 2023. Don't you dare miss it. But in the meantime and in between time, happy hauntings.
Happy hauntings.
Happy hauntings.